In Season 3 Reloaded in Warzone, it doesn't look like there's any new Easter eggs at the moment, but there's still plenty of stuff on the map that we don't understand. So in this video, I'm going to go through all of the different areas, the points of interest that I think are really bizarre, that could be something to do with an Easter egg in the future, or things that we just plain don't understand. If you've got any ideas about what any of this stuff means, let me know in the comments, and if there's anything that I haven't mentioned in this video that you think we should check out in a stream or in a video, again, let me know in the comments. So the first weird thing, and I think this is definitely the weirdest thing in Caldera, and possibly the weirdest thing we've ever seen in Warzone, are the two pig heads near Arsenal. Now I've shown these in a video before, but basically if you go to this end of Arsenal, it's like the southeast corner of Arsenal, I guess, just where the beach starts meeting the buildings. You can find this little concrete bit that sticks out and a tiny little water tower, and just next to it there's these two pig heads. One of them's got a top hat on, one of them's got sunglasses on. It's super weird. I've got no idea what to make of it. You can't seem to interact with it in any way. If you shoot them, a bit of blood comes out. You can kind of clip through them a little bit from behind, so you can kind of look through them, but you can't do anything with them. There's no noises or anything like that. So if anyone's got any idea what this is about, please let me know. Like, maybe it's a reference to something. I mean, I've heard people say like, oh, it's a Bay of Pigs reference, but Bay of Pigs was in Cuba, so I don't think that's got anything to do with Caldera. I've got no idea. It just seems like a silly little joke. Maybe it's just like a Lord of the Flies reference. Who knows? The next thing I want to take a look at is still in Arsenal, and that is the bunker that's below the big rectangular building. So you can head on down here, and there's kind of a big war room with a massive map. Now originally we thought for Operation Monarch they were like adding these little squares going towards the island tracking Godzilla, but then like nothing happened with this. There was no kind of marking of where it landed or anything. There was no other references to this, so I kind of think this might be about something else. And now they've been talking about invasions on Rebirth Island and stuff. Maybe this is looking at some sort of invasion on Caldera too, I don't know. This massive map that has wooden blocks on it with numbers on and stuff like that, this has also changed quite a lot since we've started playing. So since Caldera came out, they've moved the blocks around and stuff like that. And like I said, this trail has been added to the big map. So again, if you've got any ideas, let me know. Moving on, we've got the Peak Bunker, and this is one of the first things that I found on Caldera. So you've got that burning truck nearby, they've added the sort of airstrip bit above it. You've got this flag that seems to be someone who's very proud of making barrels or storing barrels on the island. Then you've got a bunker door, so this is just like the bunker doors we had in Verdansk. There's a keypad there, there's no number or anything like that, and the keypad can't be interacted with. I try every time there's an update. This is like the first place I come to, but I've got no idea what this is going to be. I assume when something happens with it, we're going to have like the light at the top change, maybe something like that will happen. I'm not really sure, but every time there's an update, I'm going to head back here because one day I'm hoping that this thing's going to open. I was kind of hoping that the hatch inside Peak would sort of lead to the same part of the complex, but instead that just leads to the new mine train thing, so they're not connected at all. This next one is actually something that I hadn't heard of until today. Cassie and X on my Discord told me about it. They'd found it when they were looking for the monoliths and stuff like that for Operation Monarch. But if you go to ruins and look out to the sea, really close to the coast, there's this little rock that's surrounded by dead fish. It's got a beer bottle on it. I've got no idea what this is about. I find this really interesting because whenever there's like a unique asset, like a unique model, I find that super interesting to look at, to wonder like, why did they put it there? This isn't even an easy thing to see, because even though it shows the red line where like the edge of the zone is, the edge of the zone is actually much closer. Like, you can't get any closer to this than I am now. You can't shoot the beer bottle for some reason. Like, I'm shooting it here. I tried lots of times to see if I could smash it. I couldn't find a way to smash it. But if you shoot the fish, there is like a little blood splatter from it. So like, it does have some kind of collision. It's just for whatever reason, that bottle is completely invincible. Now, if I had to guess, I'd say maybe this was something to do with like an intel thing or something. Like, you'd have a view from this rock of that thing, and then you'd have to pick up a piece of intel, just like we had in Verdansk, where we had like these photos that would kind of lead us to where one of the coins was we had to pick up. That's what I kind of think this might be, but to be honest, I've got absolutely no idea. This one's super strange, and as far as I know, there's nothing else like it on the map. Then the next one is the massive beachhead bunker. So there is a huge complex underneath this hill at Beachhead. There's a hatch at the top that just goes down to like the railway station thing. It doesn't go anywhere else, but there's these 3 doors all the way around the edge, and for some reason the logo at the top flickers a bit when you go near it. I've got no idea why. There's gun emplacements on the cliffs around it. I've got no idea what this is about. Now, all of the doors at the moment have kind of props in front of them, like they're properly blocked off. I don't think there's any way you can get into it at the moment, but this definitely looks like something that in a future update they could use to sort of make a whole new point of interest. Like, they could use this to make a whole new underground base if they wanted. Like I said, you've got these gun emplacements and you can kind of see around a barrel that there's a bit of space behind them, but I don't think there's rooms or anything. You can't hear any loot boxes or anything through that, which is normally a pretty good giveaway that there's something underground. But there are 3 different doors, like, which would make sense from a gameplay perspective to have lots of different entrances that would let you get in there. So I really do think that at some point before the end of the year or before Warzone 2 comes out, we're going to be able to get inside this. It looks properly huge. Like, if this opened up, I think it would be on a similar scale to like the inside of Peak. It would be a really, really big building. And like I said, you've got that hatch at the top. Maybe they could change that so it's another entrance way to it. I've got absolutely no idea. But it's a very cool thing anyway, and I'm hoping that we'll see it sometime sooner rather than later. So that's everything I've got for you today. Those are all of the things that I think will probably be something to do with maybe an Easter egg in the future or a new point of interest or stuff that's just plain weird. If you found anything else on the Caldera or the Rebirth maps that you can't explain, please let me know in the comments, and then I'll tell you if I know what it's about, or if it's something that I've never seen before, then I'll go have a look at it too. I do know that there's some other things, like the phones have that code on them. Don't worry, that's from a Modern Warfare Easter egg on the trench map. They just haven't changed the model ever since then. It's just always had that number on it. That's nothing particularly interesting. And obviously there's things like, you know, the skeletons in dig site and stuff like that, but I don't think those are really mysteries because we understand what they are. We know what that's about. But if you know of anything else, if you've discovered anything else, please let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.